Welcome to today's demo of Handheld Contact. In this demo, we'll be covering all the settings in Handheld Contact. This is what you set up when you first install Handheld Contact after you've done your login. So once you go to the settings file, we can see you have your account information, and this is just your login information that you logged in with. You can also change your account information, test your account, or log out. In the second one, we will look at the Setup Startup screen. In the Startup screen, you can choose what Handheld Contact opens to. It can open to your home screen, your contact screen, your task list, or your calendar. Now we come to the contacts. Handheld Contact automatically displays your first, last name, and company name. You can also choose an additional field. These fields as listed here are all your standard fields in ACT and any custom fields that you've chosen to synchronize. I will choose ID status. Then you can also choose what to sort by. First name, last name, company, and the fourth field you selected ID status. Then you can choose extensions if you want them to insert automatically or you want them to pause. The next one is Custom Share Setup. Here, you can share your contacts with other people. You can do them in a variety of ways, as you will see in one of the other videos, but what you can choose here is what information you want to share with individuals when you share a contact with them. I'll choose mobile phone, name, title, company, address, business phone, and email. That's the information I typically share with one of my colleagues who needs information. Now we will take a look at the task list. In the task list, you can filter, first of all, it says Date Filter. You can filter see only today's contacts, today and future this week, past dates, or future dates. Next, you can turn on and off which activity items types that you want to see in your task list. If you don't want your to-do showing when you're on the road, you can turn that off. And then at the bottom, you can also choose if you want to see your cleared activities or not in your task list. Next, we will take a look at the calendar. In the calendar, the first choice is which day of the week do you want your calendar to display. You can choose Sunday, or a lot of our European customers choose Monday as their default date. Then, as we go through, you see all the activity types are listed here. We added a feature so you can color code them, so it's much easier to see in your calendar. I would just choose a few of them here, but you can go down and you can color code all of them. Then at the bottom, you can also show cleared in your calendar, and you can show annual events. The last item you can pick is select user. Now in the select user, you can see I've got all users checked off, but this is determined at the console level when you do your setup on the computer or on your ACT server. If you have permission and it's chosen to synchronize all activities from all users, you'll be able to see everything, but if these users are not selected in the console, you will not see their activity even though you've got all users checked off. Next, we'll take a look at the history. This history we've added is strictly for SMS. We have it so that you can now record the SMS messages in history. But a lot of people don't want them attaching to the history because a lot of texts are just back and forth information that's not needed in the ACT database. As you can see, we've added opportunities in these releases of Handheld Contact. You can also choose Handheld Contact displays the standard opportunity information, but you can also choose a custom field. I'll put referred by. That way, that will display it when you first look at the opportunity. Next, we have scheduling preferences. In the scheduling preferences, you can choose what your default activity settings are. Typically, a lot of people when they're on the road, they always follow up. 90% of the time we found out that they follow up with the same type of activity. So in this case, mine is usually calls. I like putting my priority at medium. I like the alarms going off. So the alarms, the important thing is if you're scheduling a follow-up for yourself or a meeting for yourself or for one of your colleagues, the alarms will go off for them as well. And typically a phone call I will put at 10 minutes. And then you can also choose at the bottom schedule with. I always want to schedule the default with selected contacts. Some people choose to schedule with their own record. So that's up to you how you set that. The next one is notifications and alerts. You can see my notification is off at this point. I will just turn that on. And then you can choose on daily alerts. You can enable the daily alerts and also identify when you would like to receive them. The same for upcoming alerts, and this is for reminders as well as any type of the activities that you've coming up. I will put that on and I will put mine at 1 day. Then the next thing is your synchronization preferences. So Handheld Contact will automatically sync if you have it open, and it will automatically sync every 15 minutes. You can also have it set, if you have the second one on, show reminder on start screen. If it's off, you can open up Handheld Contact and it'll wait till the next 15 minutes in order to sync. Or if you want a reminder showing up on your screen when you open up Handheld Contact, then you turn that one on at this point. Next is device data summary. The reason we've added this, a lot of people say, I wonder how many contacts I have on my device, how many activities, notes, histories, opportunities, and secondary contacts. So this gives you a quick summary of what you have on the device. Now the next one has been added in one of our recent builds. It's called User Statistics, and this will take you right to the middleware, and it will show you exactly what's synchronized to our middleware and what's waiting for you at either end. So I will expand the screen a bit. You can see it's my Vic at iPhoneDemo.com. Gives you basic information, the phone, the OS I'm working off of, the Handheld Contact version. But then the interesting part is once you go lower down, Handheld Contact data transfer status. It will show the last time Handheld Contact synced was September 21st at 10:28. The last time my computer synchronized was November 21st at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Then as you scroll up, you can also see if there's any information waiting. So data ready for handheld. So since the last time my device synchronized, there's some information waiting to be synchronized. And then it says also data ready for Yak database. So you can see here I haven't made any changes on my device that need to synchronize back to my database. The next feature in the settings is map. And here you can choose which mapping system you want to use. I prefer Google, so I just changed mine over to Google, as you can see. And then we also have access to the knowledge base. So here you can go in and you can type your question, and you can go through and you can do quick lookups. Now, if you want to contact support, if something doesn't look right or you think you have a question, you can go to contact support. And then here where it says category, you can choose which category it is, and it's very important that you put this information in. So in this case I will put activity and then a description. And the reason you want a description is if we look at log files, our tech team has to be able to know where to look. I will just put activity. I don't need more information. And then it's important, if it's very specific information, you can attach log files, because in order for our team to see it, you have to attach log files for them or they cannot go through the log files. So I'll just click done. And so if I want to send this, I'm preparing the report right now in the upper right hand corner. I can click on that and then you go through. It will prepare the email for you along with the log files, and then you just click send. And it sends it off for you. The last item in the settings file is About File, and all it does is show you Handheld Contact, the version, and the build number. That's it for a quick overview of Handheld Contact settings. And so when you start, we always recommend the first thing you do is go to the settings, get it set up how you wish it to be displayed and the information you'd like to see, and then you can go through and start playing with Handheld Contact. Thank you very much. That's the end of the demo.